Hey, just wanted to give a brief update on the special cord that we have here in the shop. We actually have a couple of cord Berlines, which if you'll remember, Berline is the rarer, more special cord that was bigger, a little bit longer, heavier car. It was the limousine type car, had the roll-up window in the back, had these features that basically created a limousine in 1936, 37 is when the Berlines came out. So in a lot of ways you could walk by it and think it's the same car as a standard cord, but you know, it's going to have different dimensions and have some special qualities to it that make it a special cord. We do have the engine on an engine stand. It's our custom stand that we use here in the shop. We call it the run stand to run these engines, and it just is a more effective way to be able to make adjustments, to tune it, to run it for extended periods of time, to get it up to temperature, do more testing, those kinds of things. So it's really imperative. I mean, any shop that rebuilds engines on a regular basis is going to have this, but we have it where we can put cord engines into it, as well as the small and big 8 Auburn engines too. So it's a helpful tool for us to have around. We're not quite ready for testing yet with this motor, but we're getting closer. We got it mounted with the transmission, and so it's at a good phase, a good step to kind of show you guys behind the scenes a little bit and what these things look like at this stage. We just to point out a few things. I think from the last video, I don't remember exactly where we were at with it then, but we've got the heads on it now. Those are torqued down, has the larger CAD head bolts on it, which is special, kind of unique for the cord. So that's a detail that we have there. We always make sure that we do that on our factory correct builds. We're missing the manifolds. We've got this here just to keep dust from getting in there, but we have the exhaust manifolds on here, intake manifolds, as well as the exhaust manifolds. Those are right now being porcelain coated, so they're off at a vendor doing that. So those are going to be brand new, look great. Those will go on once we receive those back, and then we'll be at that point really close to being ready to test this and get it running. And we'll definitely update you that, show you videos of that when we first get it fired up. So that'll be an exciting time. So we'll continue to bolt things on this and get this set and ready to be run on this stand. Obviously, I think you can see, I mentioned it, but we have the transmission that is fastened to the engine, bolted up to it, and in the stand. So those will run together. We'll be able to do some testing of the transmission as well. We have actually a transmission test stand too that we've developed recently, because as many transmissions as we're building and as many issues that complexities, I should say, that the cord transmissions have, bench testing is good and gets you 80% of the way there maybe, but being able to run the transmission on a stand and get it up to speed and really, we test the vacuum, all of the different aspects of a cord transmission to make sure before we ship it out that it is really ready to go, ready to bolt into a car. So that's something that whereas every shop is going to have an engine test stand, and some guys have built some custom ones to fit their cord, I don't know of any shop that has a transmission run stand. And so we may do a video sometime just highlighting that run stand specifically. But just to mention in this video that we have the cord transmission attached in here for when we run it to be able to test it. The next thing is I want to show you where we're at on the body work. So kind of at the same time we're working on this engine, we're doing body work as well. And so that's been progressing and doing well. All right, so we're back here in our body shop area, and wanted you to be able to see the Berline and where it's at in this process, and kind of halfway through the body work phase. We've done metal work, finished that part of the process. Now we're into body work, which is filler, primer, block sanding, and all of that. And so just wanted you to see where it's at. Cord, especially for Berline, you have these big, small, flat panels that you got to make sure they're perfect. Skin coated here, obviously, these gaps are covered up right now. That's all going to be filed out of that. We'll see that. We really put a lot of material on and then take a lot of material off. just an extra step to make sure that we get it as flat as we can get it. This is where it's at in this process. Sometimes I call this phase the doldrums because it just kind of stays gray for months on end until it gets finished. So a lot of times owners will get frustrated at this phase because it doesn't seem like we're making much progress because pictures and updates just look similar for months on end. But it's just step by step, refining each panel, refining each gap, making sure that everything, all the seams, panels, gaps, everything is perfect, and getting to that, to that point where we're really pleased with it. And some of those we, go to a certain level and stop and feel like it's good enough, and then, but restorations like this that are really, going to be at a concourse level or really close to that. I want to make sure that when a car is going to this level, really spared no expense restoration to make sure that every detail is taken care of. We're going to, every gap we're going to make sure is perfect. Every panel is going to be flat. It's really going to be as close to perfect of a paint job as you can get on a project like this. We like doing projects like that when we get to really do it right. We get to do it as perfect as it can be done. And so you're just kind of, like I said, really halfway through the process right now, working on skin coats, making sure that, from panel to panel, the transitions are flat and smooth and everything looks perfect. Right now it can look good, but once you paint the car and it's shiny and it's polished out, that's when you really see the imperfections. So we're just making sure that, man, there's no way it's just going to be as flat as it can be when the time comes. All right, I do want to address something really quick while I'm standing here at the body, just kind of where I caught us in the process on this, is that you'll see there's a lot of body filler here in these gaps. It looks a little bit sloppy. They call it mud for a reason. It looks like you smeared mud on the car. And I know those of you in the comments, every painter, every body man has their way of doing it and what they think is good. So in this case, we've added a lot of material here just to make sure that we're very flat and very smooth. Most of that gets sanded off with a block sand. So I'll show you, this looks like a 14, 16 inch block. So we're getting a lot of flat surface here that's going to sand that off. You can see where he's already sanded, there's a lot of metal showing through. There isn't a lot of material on here. There's not a lot of body filler in here. So it's not like we're stacking this thing with body filler. That's just not how we do it. So when you see a lot of this on here, don't get it wrong. We're not just slapping body and taking shortcuts. This is really after the metal work is done, the metal's as flat as as we're happy with at that stage. Then we come in, we do skim coats of body filler and really get it flat. So like I said, you're catching us, a little bit in a place where it looks a little sloppy, but if you come back in an hour, that's going to be sanded smooth, going to be sanded flat. All your gaps are going to be, cleared out and cleaned. It's going to look perfect. Hey, back here in the engine room, but I just wanted to show you this part, not necessarily related to the engine, but this is the inner bell housing axle on the axle, and this is a restored part. This is, was a rusty, yucky looking part when it came in. Every part is unbolted from the cars, taken off, is repaired, restored, brought back to, its original condition, and has the proper finish put on it. So this is called CAD plating. So this isn't spray paint or anything like that. This is CAD plated. It's for, corrosion resistance. It's the material, the process that they would have used back in the 1930s. And so that's what we're trying to go back to. A little bit of a show of restraint on some of the items that are CAD plated, because you might be tempted to chrome plate them. I know in the 90s, I feel like everything got chromed on these cars. It's what people like. It's flashier, it's fancier, it's a fancy car. You feel like it should have more chrome on it. But the reality is, the way these things rolled off the lot, they didn't have chrome. They were CAD plated. With Cords, a lot of parts that were chrome plated in 36 were CAD plated in 37. A lot of people say it's because they were running out of money, they were just finding whatever parts they could, or they were trying to save a buck, so they were CAD plating instead of chrome. But bottom line is, we're trying to show restraint in the restoration of that process, and really just have a factory correct finish on everything that we do. So there's a lot of research, a lot of expertise that goes into that. Should it be a semi-gloss black, or should it be CAD plated? Should it be chrome? we're evaluating that for every part, especially on our higher end restorations. So there are some guys that come in here that are, you know, very budget conscious and are trying to save money. They don't really care if it was chrome or semi-gloss black, or if it was CAD plate. They just want it to kind of look the part. They want it to be respectable showing at some kind of an event, you know, a regional car show or something like that. And that's great, and we want to help those guys out too. But then you have other guys that they come in and we take a bunch of chrome off, even though it would be considered fancier or better or whatever. We take a lot of chrome off and we replace it with CAD because we're trying to make it factory correct. So, you know, we work closely with our customers and their expectations, their goals at the end. Is this going to be a show car at a regional meet, or is this going to be at national events, or is this going to be a concourse level car? We take all that in consideration, but I just wanted to point out this process of CAD plating for this car, ship shape for this Berline that we're doing, and just kind of the level of restoration and the kind of time and attention we're taking to make sure that every detail is as correct as we can make it be, you know, based on, you know, the historical information that we have. Okay, that's it for today, but I just wanted to show you kind of where we're at on the process with this Berline, and I think where we're at in the process, it's a good illustration. This Berline is a good illustration of how we approach these projects. A lot of times there's multiple pieces of the car going together at the same time that all comes together in the end for final assembly. This is a good stage. You're kind of seeing behind the curtains a little bit here on these restorations and how we view them and how we go you know, about doing them. Nothing is kind of by accident or haphazard, but it's really well thought out and researched, and using the highest quality materials that we can use. Really, when this car is finished, it will be one of the nicest, if not the nicest cords, especially Cord Berlines, in the world. And that's really this customer's goal. And so that's what we're working towards on this car. So that's it for today. If you've got a Cord or even an Auburn or a Duesenberg, you know, these are what we specialize in. We'd love to help you get them back on the road, whether you're just trying to drive them to you know, your Sonic drive-in for a show, or if you're trying to you know, prepare a car or get it ready for the concourse. And we're here to help, and anything we can do, any guides we can provide, we want to be here for you on that.